Today I'm going to be talking about how to complete the square and how this helps us with solving for quadratic equations to find the vertex and to more easily graph parabolas. So when we're completing the square, we want to get from the quadratic equation to vertex form. And the quadratic equation looks like ax squared plus bx plus c equals y, and this is where a, b, and c are real numbers and a does not equal 0. And we want to get to a times x minus h squared plus k equals y. And here our vertex is h comma k. So we change the sign of the h here to be positive. And this is going to be our vertex, and this will be our horizontal shift. And our k will be our vertical shift. And here our a is our stretch or shrink factor. So this means that the a changes how wide or narrow the parabola is. For my first example, I have y equals x squared plus 6x plus 12, and I want to get this into vertex form. So the equation is asking me to complete the square. So my first step is to subtract 12 from each side. So I will get y minus 12 equals x squared plus 6x. And this is because our first step is to make sure that we move the constant over to the other side. And now for the next step, I'm going to add b over 2 squared to each side. And my b is going to be my 6 because my b is the term multiplied by the x. So I'm going to add 6 divided by 2 squared, which is 3 squared, or in other words, 9. And I will do this to both sides of the equation, and that way I'm not changing anything about the equation. It's kind of similar to adding 0 to each side. So now I have y minus 3 equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. And now I'm going to factor this side, so this will become x plus 3 squared. And on my left hand side I have y minus 3. So my last step will be to add 3 to each side. And I will get y equals x plus 3 squared plus 3. So now I completed the square and I got this into vertex form. And now here I know that my h is negative 3 and my k is positive 3. And this will be my vertex. And notice that the sign is opposite whatever's inside of the parentheses. So since it was positive here, I'm going to get a negative 3 for my h value. Now for this next example, I'm going to show what to do when your a value is not 1. So here I have y equals 3x squared plus 8x plus 5, and they want us to complete the square. So my first step is to divide 3 from each term. this will get me y over 3 equals x squared plus 8 over 3x plus 5 over 3. And now I'm going to subtract the constant over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 5 over 3, just how we did in the last example. So now I will get y over 3 minus 5 over 3 equals x squared plus 8 over 3x. And now at this point I'm going to add b over 2 squared to each side. And our b here is going to be 8 over 3, and I'm going to divide that by 2 and square it. So I know that 8 over 3 divided by 2 is the same as 8 divided by 3 times 1/2. So before I square it, I'm going to do this operation, and I will get 4 over 3. So I know I want to do 4 over 3 squared, which is 16 over 9. So I'm going to add 16 over 9 to each side. Plus 16 over 9 plus 16 over 9. So now I get y over 3 minus 5 over 3 plus 16 over 9 equals, and this part I'm going to factor. So I'm going to get x plus 4 over 3 squared, because 4 over 3 times 2 is 8 over 3, and 4 over 3 squared is 16 over 9. So here I'm factoring. And remember that a plus b squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And now I see on the left-hand side that if I multiply negative 5 over 3 by 3 on top and bottom, I will get 15 over 9 so 16 minus 15 is 1, so I get y over 3 plus 1 over 9 equals x plus 4 over 3 squared. Now I'm going to subtract 1 over 9. So I get y over 3 equals x plus 4 over 3 squared minus 1 over 9. Now you're going to want to multiply 3 to each side to get y on its own. Now I will get y equals 3 times x plus 4 over 3 squared minus 1 over 3. So this is my equation in vertex form. And now I can easily see that my vertex is negative 4 over 3, comma, negative 1 over 3. And that is your final answer.